Hey everyone, doing a sketchbook tour, and this is like the first sketchbook that I pretty much, well, not my first sketchbook, but like one that I actually took more serious, or like first quality sketchbook, I guess. And I think this is the first one. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sort of flip through, talk about someone's. It's been so long. This is probably like 2 years old, maybe. Uh, 2 years or a year old. I can't remember. But yeah, so some of my stuff might look a lot different. Yeah, this is like sort of space, space like futuristic themed, like some mech soldier here, and just trying like some perspective. Oh gosh, these are so. I try and like traditional brush and ink on this one, and yeah, it's like a spaceman. It was my first time trying water-based ink because I sort of wanted to like be able to use water and have it affect. There's some pig. I don't know what this is. Like a dog animal. There's like random armor and samurai outfits. I've always been pretty big into uh, like armor, different cultures. Oh yeah, I was trying red ink with black to sort of like split up the different areas. Try to zoom in so you guys can see better. Yeah, yeah, three-headed man. A bunch of samurai armor. And a bunch of anatomy uh, skulls or faces. The red ink is a little hard to see. Yeah, this Fox or Wolf, whatever it was at the time. That's pretty cool. I like the face and everything. I remember I was trying to add like a lot of movement by making things like sort of like peel off the character. It was all drawn with like a Pentel brush, the color brush or whatever it's called, the one you squeeze ink into. More more characters. There's a attempt at a tiger, I think. Dragon. At this time, I was like super into just drawing hands coming out at random spots on the character. He's got a little hat back there. Lots of dogs and uh, old men in armor. More samurai. Yeah, I remember at this time I was just trying to get as much detail on the characters as I could. Add in like a bunch of ornamental things. I put these black spots here to sort of like, well, one to like get ink. The Pentel brushes that you squeeze the ink in, for whatever reason, they decide to like dump ink on me sometimes. Or not dump ink at all, so the brush is dry, so I sort of like used these little spots to get the ink off. More red ink, bunch of dog wolves. Some more dog wolves coming off that dude. It's kind of crazy looking back how I did like 10 pages of the same subject and didn't even notice. Just kind of draw whatever I'm interested in. Very robotic spacesuit. And then mitts in like space with samurai. This one I think I drew upside down. Oh, and sideways. Some birds. More red and black ink. I remember I was also trying to like do the spots to break up the characters from each other. I think this is the right way. More characters. Yeah, I remember on this one I drew all of the black and then started drawing the characters in red to just be able to draw more on the page and split up the characters. Jeez, this feels like so long ago. This was like the first perspective scene I sort of tried in a sketchbook. There's like a guy with guns over here, guy with a jetpack. He's flying in with a spaceship, a space suit, and then there's like I don't know, like zombies with tentacles, like octopus sort of thing. Kind of a cool idea. More perspective. Just sort of like playing around with it with space suits. More red ink. The spacesuit's pretty cool. I should go back and look at like a lot of my older art. Probably come up with some cool ideas based on it. This was with Crayola markers. Just using like the grays and black. The black Crayola marker is more of like a greenish blue too. So are the grays. They're all very cool colored. Not sure what pen I used for this, but yeah, pen drawing. Went back to more Crayola markers. I think I was actually like sketching with light gray and then going over, sort of like rendering over top of it. I used to draw so big. Yeah, more Crayola marker. Kind of added in a little bit more perspective. This guy's kind of funny. Yeah, so like when I would start the sketch, it'd be like about this light, and then I just rendered over top. Kind of stopped doing that because it took so long. But it's kind of cool. I really don't like using a pencil because I don't like how erasers feel, and I don't like how graphite like smears. So once you close your sketchbook, I'd always like do take a long time to render like a graphite drawing, and then come back and my whole drawing is like a smeared mess. Yeah, more perspective. I think yeah, this was back to the brush pen. I used a brush pen like only for a long time, like a year and a half. I think I only used this brush pen. Trying to do a little more scenes. Some of the characters got a little like cut off. There's so much detail. I was just trying to load up as much detail at this time. Some of my characters would sort of get lost in the sauce. This was with like a felt tip pen. I was dry brushing with it. It's kind of cool. More just pen pen experimenting. Around this time, I was really experimenting with like lines. I was pretty into that. Just sort of playing around with shapes, seeing if I could like merge wacky like abstract with some sort of like realistic thing. There's some faces and characters, and sort of like a little bit of environment too. There's a character here, character there. Probably a little hard to see. More of like abstract stuff with trying to figure out sort of like almost composition of like lines. When you cross one line one way and then go the other way, they sort of separate from each other. Yeah, this stuff was pretty fun. I was also pretty burnt out when I was doing these. Like I didn't wanna draw anything like with too much like I don't know how to explain it. Trying too hard, I guess. So I just decided to like almost like doodle things out. Just like very abstract shapes. Yeah, I was really trying to mix the abstract with some characters, which is pretty hard to do. Here's some pencil. It definitely smudged a lot. And it also doesn't show up on camera that well because it's so reflective. But yeah, more ink stuff. I like how the rocks turned out. It's pretty cool. I was trying some painting with ink wash. More pencil drawings, which are very hard to see, but that's like a sort of robot with like a city behind him, and then some sort of like pirate sort of thing. I'm not sure if this is his hat. I think that's supposed to be a boat behind him, or it's his hat. I can't remember. But yeah, there's like trash bags next to him, and some below him. I was just kind of really into rendering at this time. Yeah, this was a ballpoint pen. Trying to see how dark you get. Ballpoint pens really hurt my wrist. I had to put so much pressure to just get dark lines. And went back to brush pen at this point. It's kind of like experimenting with a bunch of different pens and things. Robots. I remember at this time I kind of made like a big jump. It felt like I remember like every once in a while I'll just come back to drawing. Like I don't really take like long breaks from drawing. Like maybe like I take like a day off every once in a while. But more so like when I come back the next day, I feel like I've like improved a lot. Especially when I look at older drawings. Yeah, I remember feeling pretty good at this point. Like I was figuring some things out, anatomy wise. This was this was with a fine liner and just trying to add as much detail as possible. Which makes it really hard to see silhouettes. But that was kind of what I was interested in at the time, was just pretty much this detail. I'm trying to fill the page. I think this was marker. Or I think it was just a thick pen. I can't remember. It's like a dragon here. More dogs. Dog wolves. They're like a mix between dogs and wolves. This one I kind of liked how like these characters are like almost drooping downward, and then it's like a mirror sort of reflection with the other characters coming out the opposite way. I remember that was pretty cool. This was trying to draw vehicles in perspective. It's kind of funny. Like a tractor back here and some futuristic car thing. Guy with the spacesuit. He's walking a tire. More old guys. I really like drawing. This time I really liked drawing like older people since I was really practicing anatomy, but like through sort of having fun with drawing and experimenting at the same time. So like old people, like they have way more like definition of anatomy on them. So yeah, I really like them for that. I feel like I could keep pushing anatomy further. And then there's like a cat dog with like a spear sword. Man, this time I was really into drawing upside down and then the other way. I remember I get pretty bored, so I just start like flipping the page and then drawing. This is the first time I tried like more simple characters, focusing on like the outline of them more so. There's like some perspective grid, just practicing grid lines. Like a monkey character. And then yeah, on this page I was drawing like every which way. This was with ink wash. I think I was just gonna sketch out something and then I got pretty bored after I started it. Some of the robot designs were pretty cool though. This was Crayola marker, like the slimmer ones. I remember I really liked green at this point. Especially like drawings in green. I always thought that was pretty cool. More random stuff. Some sort of dragon with more characters coming off the bottom. Gotta think of which way. Okay. More perspective, sort of like doing a room. This one I was pretty proud of at the time. I did like smiley face robots. We're sort of in like this spaceship. There's like a pilot here. He's walking off the screen. More space. Guy with a belly. Oh yeah, and there's like aliens in spacesuits. And then more like a dog. Some sort of animal there. Yeah, more creatures. Yeah, I was really experimenting with Crayola markers at this point because they're like pretty similar to watercolor, where you can put water over them, over the ink, and drag it, and that's how like the blue, all this blue, sort of wash is on here. I remember being pretty happy about this one since it was like a entire scene that all went together. Like some, I don't really know what they're doing, but they're all on their computers. And then there's like some dude filing papers. There's like a kitchen back here. And then the house is completely open. Then we have a wall over here, and then it's just like outside with a bunch of people pointing at like a board. Just kind of random ideas. This one has a ton of detail. Almost too much. I wasn't very good at this point of like separating characters from apart, but I just wanted to add as much detail on them and draw as many as I could. If you look kind of closely, you can see some of the different characters. The camera's not really focusing either. Yeah, there's like some sort of cat here. He's got a helmet on. There's like an alien cyclops. More guys with armor. Oh yeah, there's a there's a cat down here. And yeah, there's just characters like throughout the thing. Smiley faces on bags. I think I had I drew a catapult. Like a catapult shooting somewhere. Oh, right here, I think. Yeah, I think that's the catapult. I'm not sure. But then there's like a cannon on in the middle of a tower. Oops, went backwards. Yeah, this is more Crayola marker. I was really trying to do like rendering with it, trying to do reflections, but keeping like the same detail. It looks pretty good on some like space armor. Oh, and then I was doing lighter, finer tip Crayola marker, doing backgrounds with lighter colors. Kind of like the first time I was trying to split up characters. Just a normal perspective drawing. I was trying to like draw a tractor with a like a tractor race sort of. He's got a four-wheeler and a rabbit here. There's like a finish line over here. A stadium. There's some blimps or hot air balloons. And there's like a desert city in some sort of desert area. More Crayola marker. Trying to like push shading, how much I could shade on the characters. And then kind of combining like all the previous ones together, like perspective, shading. And this one I feel like I did a pretty good job, like splitting up values. I was sort of starting to grasp that. And then more knights. I was watching like a bunch of like medieval things. Like I don't remember what it's called, but like the sport where they put on armor and it's like sort of like MMA. Yeah, I was watching that to sort of like as a reference, and then like I was drawing this as I was watching it, sort of to figure out armor. And this is a dog riding a giant mech suit. I never finished the legs or the suit, but actually looks pretty cool. And then some rendering. I was with a brush pen, and I was smudging the ink to get shading. This drawing I did, I remember I started hating permanent ink out of the Pentel brushes because it dries out the bristles like way faster than water-based ink. So you'll get like split, the brush would split. So I got like very hairy dry lines or too much ink. So I did this and it sort of turned out pretty well. And this is the first use of black, really, like trying it out. Smiley faces. And this, this was the same thing. Well, I don't know where this one went wrong. Um, yeah, a lot of scenes at this time. Oh, these are all ladybugs and random aliens. And there's a cat right here. And they have like one big smiley face that's like lighting up the room. And then, yeah, more scene stuff. remember this one was kind of just like almost me talking to like my characters in a way. Like I'm like, why can't I be in all the drawings? The characters are sort of like fighting. Um, they want to all be in the drawing, but I can't draw them all on the page, sort of thing. And then the signs are like, um, come on, oh, they're like, who killed the world of imagination, sort of. Just like a random idea. This one I was pretty proud of drawing with the brush. I took my time like very carefully on these. Like these probably took so long to actually. And then I was trying to do really thin lines as a background. I think it turned out pretty well. And then yeah, this is just the back page, just some uh, random doodles to finish out the book. So yeah, that's it for one of the first sketchbooks that I did. So yeah, I'll make another video on the next one.